our son, and our so keke, a busia, our so. Enti, the Yamia Sibaby or dear Bedre said, near yes, young one day a year, ideal family series. Say, Yabusia, when you made your chain, ye be no senia when Yankopon one casancasa or penal. And okay, ideal no, ideal no, it's near standard that when you are setting no, and no, now, opposite you drew home. Eti enyina ye nuru ho nanso ye prima koso akoye nim akohwe onyankopon ne de baabi a opese ye kodru enti the word ideal na wo ho no ehu hia pa se ne be ya hwan any ideal no de wo he na ye ya apima kodru ho enti as at this point no ya hwe enoma bebre ya hwe se onyame o ma ye nye bibia ono a onye example or say we love because he first loved us. We have family because he first created family. We have the BI if we say Rade NMI near Edikaino. Now your course so say we need to be ideal husbands or fathers and fathers. As ye a janum and I say kunumwa unyame ehwehwe. Na a janum ni ikunum and no mahodoa unyame hwehwe free ho. Na unyame de yenemu se bi biara opese ne manya no oboa ye ma yenya ye nipa boni wo ye ho ye mre nanso ye de ye ho to ne so a se ye mbembe no ye betimi aye a janum papa ye betimi aye kunum papa. Send ye Christo asafono etino. And I who a man so the ideal wife or mother, ye or yere pa and say and napa ebiana uni at this point. But ma ye napa uni makra ubetimi aye and napa ama unianum ana busia or mushawo. It ye who no be brea you see a family say ye kaipa. And I ever share the children, the heritage, and Mofrano. Say, Unyame de Omache, see a bebu conta, and until I see who ye mano, I see a door, I see a boa, I see a count cranshem, and insurance sem ebuon, so I see a titi womu Christum, I see a lady womo, Emma womo, ebe yet to say, near ye persiye, be a mirror to your child. I feel essentially I say, upgrade yourself, Hunu near womano. Womo eyo they say Facebook ne Twitter ne normal wodoa ye kan ho asem know your children and know what they do hunu womo namfo no hunu omo ba bi omo di agbo omo school mu nso bo modern say ubetimi ehunu ne ekoso ho ena ye be hwe bibia ye friend of abuse in the home ehuru kasema wodoa ekoso anka ye Christopher no na kenye say ye can say oh ekoso then so unfortunately ekoso na you a lot of types of abuse ye can want some financial abuse sikasemu obi dini kununi bi dini yireni physical abuse ebi bro na yire verbal abuse ebi o ha or the nano or can some chirewa na eseku obi pa waware ne se ne yire no otumetu ono ana yire ho pe te se ne a sebi okogina bonten ati agina is so bad. You a lot of abuse, neglect, say normal your responsibility, say aduane ofie ne normal biano, and entire shemu and biano and nemu sexual abuse, ye can na enti ye kaka ye and last week you started a crack but yes, I shall see be starting all over. Netiasem no de pa netiasem no de enti mame share screen no na afi yenko enade ne so ye hunu say ne ye kai ni nyina dodo no aye awarefo ne ye kai no dodo no aye awarefo de nenso ene ye behwe ba ku bi a ehu hia pa baako bi a ɛho hia a tambia sɛ me ya there is very much on my heart. And they say we need to be dignified in our singleness. And at the end, you see dignified singleness. And they say, Sujadia emudie ewumu. Sujadia ehontie. Sujadia we say unyame eni esop ewumu. Eno ena ye ka ho asem ne. Enti yen hye ne nso. Say unyame ama yen sa akwanya no. Say yetimi edi suja. Na unyame suja opese yedie no. Ene ne de he. What sort of singleness that the Lord want us to be? Minim se nipa ye wo nyina ye ka se eye aware so family nti ye nyina dodo no aware minim se nye ye nyina na aware de. Nso mesira mo unim obi a o mare ya o sese ne ho ama aware a anka na we invite no. And I say ye recording minim se ko Facebook ana YouTube minim se nipa bebre no a ehwe afi ya record ato we no say wi a osofo bo modern wo unim obi a ohia bie no fa koma no na ontie esan so koma awarefo anso ayewo so pa enti moma yen hye ne so. It's not just for the singles. Dignified singleness sujadi a ehon tie we say adofonom. Let's look at something. Unyame aka asem afa sujadi ho ye di kan pa ese yeti ase ne say sorry. I've gone more than right. Nedika is yeti ase ne say won ware ya na say obi a won ware ye no or ye special to God. Oso awrade ani sene ne waware ye no ene ne won ware ye bia no oso awrade ani. Nedika ne yenhwe 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 12. Afutu a Paul 2 Timothy ene wona won ware ye no asemu a okaye o say let no man despise your youth but be an example to the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity. O say emma wo bia mu obranti ye no ana wababa wa ye no awo ye no abomfia dabi emma obi amu na abomfia nanso say ewo kasemu ewo niye mu ewo adoyemu ewo honhom ewo gidie mu eni pepeyo mu no ye insen na ho anase hweso ema agidifo no. This is the admonishment. Sa youth na oyusu wo ho no eye obabunu asem na woka obabunu in the sense say when worry nanso no onyame say udimu even if you have not married crown wa onyame say udimu enu nti ye hweso ema sa agidifo no a omo ehwe wo no. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1 osenkafo etidu baako echichemu ba dumienu echichemu baako no. Also remember now your creator in the days of your youth. Was you see youth in Indian kai wo bofo e wo mrante ene wo maba wa bremu while the evil days come not emra da bone no nyama ye no no the years draw near and as emra umfie enya emen ye no when you shall say I have no pleasure in them emre bia ebeba wa obeka se twa woni hwe wachi a ka se say ehugudie nsemhunu pa na medi ye no kwasem ne say was kai wo bofo e wo mranti brem wo maba wa brem at the time where you are single, at the time where you are still living as a young or a youth. So when you're young or crown as a one worry was a kai wo bofo e wo mu and floto ho ase and jeja wo ma member and kofu fama and fan medane say you are a champion. Son of samples or you know. Ellen White, same way, messages to young people, page 16. Also, the youth, single men, need to keep ever before them the course that Christ followed. At every step, it was a course of overcoming. Or say, emrantie, single men, single men and women, sorry. Emrantie, emabawa, and emrantie, mon worry. or say as I said would they see when you acquire Christo and they be a scene and him and then a Christo be seen and him was at every step it was a cause of overcoming. Every beer and a mobile yes to yana a yanamoa a year in kunim dianamo anamoa a deep pornography so anamoa a diagram also anamoa a deep sexual immoralities a who doing so anamoa a disicasem so anamoa a disicapebone so anamoa a de obuo eman and brantibre and then a maba brim anamoa emanum ko or how mu just because say me a youth and I'm a single and I say we dear so here the anything that mean to me there be or see let every single man or woman need you have to keep ever before the course that Christ followed. Pioneer Christopher so and that every step will be a course of overcoming. And so there is no excuse for sin because it's a excuse to say me marry he say hi criminal yet now unya be maybe so much your bills. There is no excuse. And just a normal dose and there offer baby offer phone the normal kitchen do work normal body mu a dose gambling and normal nina a can be and it's and so say if you're a young person, if you're listening to me via YouTube and I say baby I will show me piano or therefore make sure say fa bonnet and may excuse say me a single intra or see to Christ and Namon ebi. I face away a single person. This is something that God is telling you. Be happy and enjoy the time. It doesn't come always. Make use of the time. Make a good deal of the time. Make the most of the time. As a single person, you know, you were our dear Nigeria. Mrana me single no. Na se me warrior me wo ho a manigie mu no. Na a different way of happiness. Obi wo ho a o de opportunity mu say just me worry and some age. Maybe you wo wani ki a obetimi age. If you need to take time off for yourself, do it. If you need to pursue a course of wani age, do it. If you need to person we be and more when so we see be yeah. Don't wait. Say ube worry answer when if you say our a different thing altogether. And be happy as a single person. Don't be mourning. Say uko Ghana sorry no African sorry we nipa you can see the youth, young people. Apart from one Vicentino Mugu Hono, Pequena to pine. And I say, Cacrebia, Abia, Ope, Juma, Ibiasica, per se, into what was a sophomore one. Almost all of the rest, especially a man, a yawa dear, Kuyimiku, and Rebia, Michelle Ubinim. Now, what will be there could maybe a sigona, or then no Sebi. Or Barbesi, I was you or then not there could answer me, you kunama, me you. What sort of rubbish is this? Enjoy the time. And when we say yes, but when you bomb pie yesterday, Raddy, maybe I will, you know, make sure say, oh, yeah, dear, when you may energy home. Nanso, I don't ever postpone your happiness for the sake so you're single. No, be happy, enjoy the time. Say we are single, you can do God's work too. You shouldn't wait some worry and some because it looks more to me say a Ghanaian setup your culture no and amana yesa because me ba Europe and I'm ba England and I'm who say a soft one baby or how 7-day Adventist pastors worry. And so Ghana, I know says a woman worry, I'm saying to me, you can't show so for Emma when you there were so many pastors, minimum a big pastor, London Ghana Church, one married that he never got married. We're free moody, but he was a very, very good pastor. The fact as the say, our dear the antidote of promiscuity. Say obi worry amen say our dear you be to prevent you obi if you're a maybe as a son and so. I'm saying, but marriage and by economy refi say mention no. Our dear, so obi a one moon so obey no. Most people, our dear intimate prevent it. It's a year says will be a single yama or you're so promiscuous or there be in Acts chapter 21, verse 9. And the same man, Philip, and the same man had 4 daughters, virgins, who did prophesy. Oh no, we then a deep former no. And so now we are virgins. They had not seen men. 4 daughters who were virgins. And so now we are nyamia juma. Or the 4 marry utimi nyamia juma. But we are nyamia juma. Be careful. Because temptations, and I make us say, Senia, page 16 of messages to young people, Ellen White can, or say always single men and women. Yemfa course or yes to fast or at every step now or overcoming. As I say with the temptations, so the temptations will always come. And come on, whatever. They know worry a whole lot of things. No matter who do I bet you can war edua quote some woman but as I say with me edison kunim and now so yes to Christ so Paul say me to me I didn't know and with Christo Yesua or semi dinunti. And it is a Christo shall within ya. It doesn't matter whether you're married or not, you should be able to overcome all temptations. I don't know mention in so the hunya say you bet me enya sa a humana a walk with Yankopon as I said, it's me a practice self-control. Practice self-control. Say we are single and then you say say dignified singleness. The temptations no there. Obiani wo betimi aka wo ha say there is no temptation. In fact, even our reform, how many women are waha and ma waha wash a ring, wash a kawa, and we are saying baby I could say wash a kawa put a nipa se here. There is temptation. How many men are wa worry ben or by any Mr. Warrior now obetimi are you hokra achrewo. This is there, but practice self-control. So what you so worry you as a single person, practice self-control. Likewise, young men and women exhort to be sober-minded, self-control. Be sober. Not self-control. One of the fruit of the spirit and on the branches number one. Self-control. And we shall swap. The entire nipa bebre na starting na make catch yourself for say exhibition bi ana wo kan ho asem e wo Dubai nipa bebre wi ase nyina e kire power normal yetimi yo technology communication any normal ho do a wi ase yetimi yo mu bi e be yo nwanwa etinya ye robots bi a etise nipa utimi ne di nkomo tise nipa ebi mo kra ye sex toys omo ne wo etimi that tise nipa. In Daniel chapter 12, verse 4, or say, na enipa bedi akwaniaba, people will travel to and fro. Na nimdi ebe dawson na ampa ye prince wa ba. If you catch Daniel, na wo Daniel to woman na enkosi awie ye mrenu nimdi ebe dawson, and it has come. Nimdi adawson. Na so dey na yehu. As man is being able to develop into high quality scientific explorations, this is where we are degrading ourselves even below the level of animals in terms of what we call moral standards. Enipa etimi ya normal was science mu about the mu ye ko Mars ye ko Jupiter ye normal hodo a nwanwa uhu bia mobile phones ahodo aba cars aba automobiles so we uhu cars be about 2022 models. Aya metahwe super car blondie lady bi oye cars exotic cars akese no oye ho adverts metahwe pa na hwe cars senior ye cars Aston Martin and all these cars no powerful normal airbar and so enipa kwa na yadwen ko fam there is no self control. You say yes sabi ye na mwa kra ya yepe Elinti onu asori na kase na de be pese me ni mi yonko be ma da ya se ye mo ye nsem ma no be pese me change free be ma koye wo ba na ye go ye nsem jadwen famu na e pro every say we have left morality behind and clinged to scientific knowledge. Yeyi nyankopon afiri mu. Nanso onyame ba, so we are single. What he's telling you is say practice self-control. Nye bibi ebeba wa dwi mu, nye aduane bi ebeba wa kwan mu na ese wudie. Enye anomdie bi ese eba wa kwan mu na ese wonom. Enye oba bi otwam wo wanim na ese wone ne da. Enye bema bi obese wo pe na ese wudi na chile ne koda. There be enye sikasem bibia ope bia na ese wunya ho sikanti ese uko gamble ukoye gambling ene ya sisa gambling chacha nyina ya sisa ne din national lotteries na ya money din the betting na the companies it is no social media platform bia so we are advertising gambling in the name of betting. This is something that is unyameba be single but dignified. So uyo babuno anasa uyo ababawa na unware you need to have a dignified singleness. Yes, and to us unyami kan nyina no ye ka e wo trosem mu. Ye di kan aka ni nyina wo trosem mu wi a na ye de aba ye yankasa ye de so. It is okay to be single. Bible ne say emma pressure emma wo so. If we say ni ya na yafa half of the Bible onyame esisa awade obo Adam ena o kan say ensese onipa nko betra enti o the Eve kan ho ena Eve ebe ene no etena ye no ya awade enti Adam say no kure me dompe mu dompe nie me honam ni eye no kure is beautiful. Yes, awade ya ade onyame de che yen so ne o de asafo no ene Yesu toto ho no sa na awade uye ni ya ede se ne nyina ya ka no Nanso Bible say enye nipa nyina na be ware. In fact Yesu kura kae Yesu ekae mra o kan se wodi wani kura hwe obi na se o kan wakoma mu se one no ada ana o pe no o dwen wo wakoma mu wo bone a na wodi kan abo adwaman no kura esuafo no se we die den se obi be ware na Yesu se ampa se yamfa amawo a untumi na ye will be more they were born Enochs. Just say mo any nipa mo ye be wo mo a mo enware da ebi mo so wo mo be fine na so yesi Yankopon de ma wo e say it is okay to be single. In 1 Corinthians 7:7 and 8 near Paul 2:4 for I would that all men were even as I myself. Na Paul walk say no na ida say wa ware ja if you say and in the fortune say na Paul or ba. Pharisee, to be a Pharisee, you needed to marry before you can become a Pharisee. It is a poor friend who said, no, a Pharisee, literally say, no, I worry pain. By the time I walk through some may now either said you don't know who, and now say for some reason, obey a Christian, our dear no good, because it was normal, say, obey a Christian, ne yerebusu ya 40 me Jennifer in same, and I said, obey a Christian, na yet me a jawa dear. Send your no account of Korinto form woman who said, se gidie nti se obi eka se waji Kristo edinti ojawa mo wakwa munya no manenko eno na ife na abandonment no enye se wa wote ho unim se nipa o Pentecost ni ana o SDA ni ana o Roman ni wa unim dada akọ na wi afi na wo beka kire yen se uja anako. God doesn't sanction that. I'm not talking about that. Abandonment doesn't go to that tangent. If you know when you go. But say obika chose we gidie nti ebikwa na one na ware dada ena se say wa ba gidie bi adi ena ne gidie no nti Kristo awaje na die nti o se wo ja wakwa eno de o ma ho kwan se utimi ko. And that is why he's saying o se nka mepese mu nyina wo be say me. He's talking about when na on ware ye no. But every man has his proper gift of God. Obia ewo na to machade free nyame ho. One after this manner and another after that. Obi de yen chire obi de yen nwumto obi de yen bibisa ne oka na Korinto fom mo no chire wo mo no afei oto aso say I say therefore to the unmarried and the widows it is good for them if they abide even as I to me can chire wona won ware ye no the singles any wona waware ama wo hokafo afiri mu no say nke beye kura no anka mo ntena seseme so what was our quotation so a o se nanso adwamammo nti obi anya na yire baako na oba bia nso nya ne kunu baako. This is very, very important. It is okay to be single. I don't know ma pressure meto so more pressure and also societal norms enti anhwe ya obadwen se wo de yamanyame apo ebia na nyame kra no eye wo ne opese wo ye no bebre nipa bebre ho a awade de omo beko say mu nipa bebre ho a it was not their portion to even marry and so ebia omo entie nyame na omo pese ye obi ye nti omo be ware no awade enti bebre nya nkwaje bisa awade no ote ho no adwen papa bi ani akwa ware awade a ode na to bonsanjem obi timi bia na fe ono akuku ne yere kunu. This is why the Bible advises say it is okay to be single. And there's this opportunity ba wo kwan mu a ensiri nyame na mfa ba mampaibo enye odwuma. Afei mumientie how we are talking about maintain your dignity. Say na medi kan self-control. Emma maintain your dignity. Tia someone Song of Solomon eka 3 times in the Bible, 3 times in Songs of Solomon. These same words were repeated. There was not a single one that was out. 2, 7, 3, 5, 8, 4. Because I charge you, daughters of Jerusalem. Me charge mo unyamema, daughters of Jerusalem. I charge you. Me charge mo unyamema. Me catch mo. Me shamo say by the roos and by the hens of the field. Me the emroduma any for a tier omo ewo field and also omo ewo a hono me ka adi esiso say do not stir up nor awake my love till he please. Also Solomon oka Song of Solomon na ya begusem ni o kan say hweye na se mrenso yese esese uyi obi edo anase odo na love no kan wansem no sex asem no wo ka o se hweye na wanko nyane obi ama mra enso yese esese wone ne da no wone na koda bra enso ye ne breben bra onye wo ho ade sex outside of marriage na wo kan wansem o se hweye I charge you me show oba men don't seduce men at the time when it is not time for the sex and also the love to stir up to come up. Bema men hweye na wa ma oba bi kwan ama no amese with dignified singleness na okitamu no. Hweye, be careful. Psalm 119 verses 9 and 10. So Solomon David ba. Now David in so asem ono so eka yenie. Also, how shall a young man purify his way? A better day na obabunu young man or woman near wohono me madi account send a beya one-sided. How shall a young man purify his way? Now obabunu dear again I would be by guarding it according to your word. Say or do what some bebo not quite home buying. With my whole heart, I seek you. Let me not wander from your commandments. And money free near David a young man, or ya brantiano, a dear being as a single person, and a young man, or baboon, a dear no libertina pound, say, Obema Yamia sem, a case a moga mine, and sayawa dear, a mokrono, a near. Kai homeda na ye ne kronkron emo wani mbere hwe awurade onyankopon na dono na dinini emo ne din kwa emfa ne din to so enya nooma in secret emfa ahoni bia nsi wani u degree wa ho ofe onooma wo emfa mesi wuni nyame ntem. This is it and what can you say oya sa nooma ya emma wo mane emfiri onyankopon ransem. This is to maintain your dignity. Umudie no Senia Joseph ekaye no osiminti nye sa boni entia minyankopon. He first recognized or ye boni a that time no Joseph was very young. No worry, Joseph won't worry. In fact, Joseph free prison ever ye prime minister and some worry. This that time we know he was a dignified single person. Eti moma yensu ane ye maintain your dignity. Ewe rademu. Now, young shay, afe Bible 2 yamfu bebre, yamra yankasa nso ye kwan so. as humans, and normal hodoa high and normal hodoa challenging. What are some of the common challenges? A ha yen as single persons. Meaning some munim bebre, but kakra between sample yen. First of all, unfair comments from the adult folk. Unfair comments. I don't know. Until America say, a sign for ya warrior, you will say, a beer, ubi worry, a was so. Obet me the dance here. Ya warrior, so many young warrior, you bet me the dance here, and you worry so. Panya ye faswa, ye relate ye can send be a killer or more worry, you know. I don't know a big challenge for them. And then a pushing the public brain more our dia and EJB anymore. In the end, you know, a better mum quite from himself, a better mon DJ from himself, a better mum quite from himself. What's our dia? And EJ now abuse a woman. One share and quite your pro win. I didn't try. If you say, I'd been papa be a new with Timukura Emma was spouse. Now, unfair comments in the binity. Hey, also when you do. When you watch it, I tell you, you can say, July, every year, and I'm a warrior 4 years in it. The questioner, you beside your honey say, before that, you know, I used to hear that a lot. Me no, I mean, but you will never be over it me how, especially a man. And these are sometimes, you know, only know what's a good year, fine, but still, I don't know penning for I'm more worried, Mr. So, oh, call Ubin China Casasa Monoa. You're very careful. Pray. Make sure you don't help them because a hurting the a lot. Unfair comments be brave. Hey, would you the anybody be our own pet? Hey, would you knew? Hey, would you knew that Ben never worry? And all these comments, you know, I see sometimes, you know, it's kind of a person then so not a how be the struggling as someone who can't just single person home and so what can very important so who are to be the two noa be crowd to me you know a arrangement member of fear me no meeting come in before or no kwano only no bomb pie we say asemi damakuma so me do me pewasem enti no me who say oda so a single but a be ana bibi o wait minimum the home come. Is there something hindering you? When I know didn't come up as Obia, one ne wondering power with Trimua, or very related well with you. Dance nipa mupa, cry upon sorry. A nipa hey, what the Bia now? Also, I can cancel be or your bema. Oh, sorry, I am one of Yanini. Oh, sorry, I would then a month for table when I would this on paying being married. It looks very unhurting, but it hurts. A hurting nipa. Don't just talk anyhow, because Bible say assembly if you were no abano bebu ho aten. Sometimes you agro fine, but agro young baby are limited. Another one, misconceptions about being single. Misconceptions. People think say, oh marry dear sebi now one a meme da and I want a made that a misconception. Oh marry dear unim. And people say that yes, you say. But no eswa emia enim se adwen mienu no se mo ware a mo mienu mo ka mo adwen bomu a eya na emu edudie nanso se obi ye single a mo maye mu no se sabi wagimi misconceptions ne do so bebre. People think say bi kra no a ade enti e ma we single no kra no is because we be ma ohuni ho. And people told me a lot about that. Hey, Jama Udia na ubia one want to say sorry ultimi ayen say was on the now Jama huni ho no can say no. It is misconception, Mr. Amo, and on a high challenge for some people who are not married. Pressure from family and friends. Family and friends. I don't know ya busia and now with your own woman nana. And when the country will say unya wo ba exactly China Obama nana. I don't understand that. Why the car, yes, say, certain China will buy a banana. Why the car? Yes, sometimes the person might be deliberate, but I know you're quite fast. Don't put pressure on the young men and women. No. And friends, pressure no be say, hey, what the be sorry, now I'm for wedding, I say now, utia wo de da be na be ye wo de amayaba ye nyina namfo ye nyina ya ware akawo pressure from family and friends and also a challenge kese pressure from self wo make us actually we we single we make us actually we one so yeah ankasa so ye single ye the pressure eto ye so okontumi ko gina hwehwem na wo su ewrade na me nko ade da be na me ware ese me across 30 and na me ware ye you're putting pressure on yourself by age. And who told you marriage is by age? Yes, by the time I walk over no say chances faded here but nyame. So what I say we see when nyame now one kasa we di no kura ma ho both in secret and in public. Now when nyame we good relationship na we jama no a jama no say nimre so a obeyi be ma na wo ba wo ne wo ebetena yie. And I always say this, and yes sabi am yiri wa na make I thank God someone prepare me home uncle worry me nimba bi anka meko de but me denyame ase say me twen ye na oba wo yi no ma me. She supports me in everything and she is a completeness of me waiting. Sa na me gidi say bia ono nso twen che pa pressure no na wo no so the same thing. Nobody knew anyone. Na me nimu no wonim me nim say na nyame asiesie na also pressure no de bia na yaba ye we ade na de bia na saa na me so na saa but emre so ye no onyame kan ye bomu abra na ye nim ye ho in a way kwan e fa so hia ye no na enwanwa onyame be ye he will do it. This bia you are not true to him because ye kan nipa ni mu de ye keke ye ni mu kire nyam so mpa bia na secret no wan kasa no wan choose wo de dada o sori ana wo hanyame so wo ma obi. No, that is not it. Be faithful to God and God will be faithful to you. Don't put pressure on yourself. And again, age and environment. Culture na you no. Obi adru say you worry. Ebusuamu di obi adru say you worry. Oh, me ma me kra de odi say kra na wa wo me ensa dada. No, it is not a competition. And your competition ominia. And your competition. It is better to wait than to marry wrong. It is better to wait than to marry wrong. So uti anye ye na se odi ahopepere ko worry obi awade no awko ware ye no wrong marriage. Wrong means say nipa no say wodi wani a you will regret even thinking of marriage. And nothing na nipa bebre wo ho a awade kura fo wo mo wo awade so na de bofuno no adentira when nya ne a obema wani age. I said say ye wo sujade anigye wo ho ele ye wo awade anigye. You can't bring the two together. They are two different things. And he said, when you were Sujania, Moani, you were Radimu. So what worry, Moani, you were Radimu. Don't defer your happiness or your joy to marriage. Don't defer. Because the Brioha or to all can me worry, I'm a Niger Beje. Why the country? When intimate you was singleness more, when you are it's a fact. So when you and yet, when we are single, when you are if we say, when you the fruit of the spirit, which is joy. And I will transfer at the about. Now, if you don't have that joy, which is the fruit of the spirit, I tell you, say you cannot be. One person will take you decision. And as I say, decision is going to be dependent on another person's approval. And no way. Don't let age and environment put pressure on you. And so make sure you do what it takes. Prepare well for marriage. I say, who are married, you know. Prepare yourself very well for marriage. Marriage is not about physical age. And yet, in fear to do already, obi worry at the age of 19. It's not being matured in tea. Now, what they are not now, 20 years or that's what worry and a year. No problem. Obi so worry and nobody 35. It's not being yentino. Our you say you are acting childish.
Reaction video. Yeah. Did you try it? Yeah. You know it.
You are acting childish. It's time to say maturity is not about age, it is about the mind. Be matured mentally and spiritually. As I say, first, we are Kristo first. We are Bema, Wari Kristo, I'm not talking about what Christ to say in terms of Sebi, we are saying Kennedy, but have a relationship with Christ, grow spiritually and mentally. Read wide, analyze things as a matured person, as a worry. Make sure say be about what we move and ultimately again what do to be say. Is this analytical? Make an analytical thinking, but be matured. Be away be a who say when you yamimu and when you ewo agreement so and some worry. All those people are your mummies and daddy's daughters and sons, make sure worry are careful because you need to be independent. As I say, which means and making decisions, take responsibilities. So be about now while taking decision and be prepared to shoulder the responsibility. You too say, yes, but taking risk in I'm learning from it. I'm going to do another one. If you don't do that, you are in trouble. If we say the biggest risk you are going to take is to take somebody or woman papa now when no eba betina forever. As I didn't crossing abamu. Now I sing about it woman. And it's a what green in ya. You will always act childishly. And they do baby, okay, be more worrisome. Now home and family life, now the two and me to say, no kwasempa. Now me worry. And sometimes I'm with home and family life. Sometimes we church board. I say, you are not qualified to marry. Okay, will be a same yes, on you're qualified. So be worried. Be matured mentally and spiritually before you even venture into marriage. Number 2, have a job that gives you regular income. Nyejuma emao income. Nyejuma emao something a BBB. Because I have a job that gives regular income. I'm not talking about say Kenya position obey CEO and now managing director answer. No. And any job that gives you regular income, that income no utimitina say SSC ehu panya obefa so dia ye wo no ma no ebeboa obi ho a obetimi anya millions of pounds, dollars, cedis or euros or whatever money it is. And so no say a ton in someone now it's a sonny na. Although you are getting regular income no, you are not prepared to marry. But obenya just a little amount every month and every week ebeba. Now, then it means you are prepared in that regard. Limit your expectations. Prepare for marriage. Limit your expectations. Because sometimes the problem we have on unachievable expectations. Unachievable expectations. Ukroye upebema or 6'5" or what 6 packs the muscles abokama or that Mercedes Benz mu or what dying East Legon and I say a British what mortgage or no crown or CEO ewo adwuma no one adwuma ne ho efe very handsome na busua eye noble ofio busua aye noble mu ono sa be ma no or sign ewo talents ahodo bi eye romantic to you sa be ma no obetimi abo na ono wan ho aduane oye good in bed oye normal wa bo so nyina no you can get them but not in one person. And to make sure say open is idea and not just open be ma ahodo be say 10. No wa kan nyina buma ye no 1. If we say ne wo kan nyina na kire wo say as I say ukofa netie na de ko manya me say omodu wo de ma na onya different. You are not going to get all in one. Near ebeba eni wo de no ekono. What you have to do is make sure you make compromises with baby. Now u develop baby. Enti emma expectations bia ebro so emma pressure. Now one say always limit your expectations. When your bear man so the same thing goes to you. Or bar what you say or what hips at the same time no open or bar or what body and so power bar or worth now the body no at the phone count. I don't understand. So you have to limit your expectations. Nti ne wo pɛ no baabi no ɛsɛ wo tena se ye matured enough ehunu say ne me pɛ wo ha say oye noble ne ho efe no there is a challenge that is going to come ba benya competition say pɛ wo ba oye adwuma owo sika obetimi aboa wo you have to also look at another challenge a wo ba be hia say sa masa no dodo no ano nka say omu nyina wo dodo no ano ono nso oni that submission part no wonimu because onimu say wa achieve ne open nyina nya wo be man na wo ba be man instructions it is say ohun no nso and you don't tell me say wo pe no na say duru say wo konya the other side no a wo dey abeto sofo anim akọ pastor again that be limit your expectations and be prepared to commit to sacrifices or therefore your word being said obi a waware bia warefo no o meka nkyerɛw dodo no meka na wade mu nsɛm nkyerɛw me nka me de nkyerɛw no so nka ne de nkyerɛw there are sacrifices bia nipa no waya ama na wade no hu se fenti a wani gye ho so opese wo ware no se wo ba na se sacrifices no if you are not prepared to do them me ka kyerɛ wo se ne ma wani gye asumasi awade ho a eno nti opɛ se wo be ware no you are not going to get it. If you say every person in marriage has done some kind of sacrifices be and son sa odru babia wedru no prepare well financially, prepare well mentally, prepare well spiritually, limit your expectations, have a regular job that gives you an income, regular income, and prepare say over committed to a lot of sacrifices and some marriage, work on the marriage, make sure you work on it. And so we have it's a garden marriage be to say a fool away. Say one komu ankodu mu antutumu edu baby a ututumu a kasai betimi awo sika betimi atwa wonam kwan so kura no a owokura betimi akawo but unya afuo no ho the fact that sika ya wo wonsa kasai awo wonsa wo afuo mu nti unya waburo na wabia no emani mfu ensei you will still work on it sana marriage here you have to be sacrificing in order to sustain a very vibrant marriage afei ahana asem no wo no you will be a friend and say odoma nipa jimi look out for red lights and stop. Look out for red lights. Hunu normal bia you can't nintia traffic lights red gold green and say red in the so or see jina but unyina forever then green the so but until say green no and amber no be so ama why red say we be kono still stop. Asem no ehọ na ewo no don't let niamidi kan enu nyina pressure ahodo no any expectations don't let it hurry you into red light. Utwam wo red light ya there are consequences of crossing the red light. So what the car ekọ now who red light now utwam there are three things or more that can happen to you. Nedi kan say you are going to die by an accident because red light be you're going to collide after it because car be also did another green light what for wrong place in Tebe collide ubetimi and now say ubetuya penalty with the law yeah you go UK and Europe ne ade no o drive for red light mu a police ni nyina ho no stop o ade enche no na letter da ufie na ya jo license points and I say your final big one and you betuya heavily for it ebia uti ye na wangu obi an collide but ubetuya. Number 3 so uti ye na wangu no one police and a camera bia entwa am wantua mpo a it will still follow you. Sometimes we won't say me twam red light na ugusu twam a in the end it will still catch up with you. It's red lights are very important and they always show in the time one yeah caution. So when you be kasa when you be date na say who red lights no first thing and he say Gina stop. Make sure say what rectify ama amber no green na so on that particular aspect and so we move on. Self to away say yeah ma na day if we say the man here then say we can what na see we oba twam 30 o ko 40 Ubia ma ena beme yaba. Normal who do I ever was any baby? There are a lot of them apart from this one. You bet me can. Normal who do I ever was we? Ube hunubi. But what we are and say, oh, dear me mana kwe, me sure. If you jump the red lights, you are going to be jammed. Number one, some of the red lights now, you know, a dorsal power, but kakrebi na makawa. Number one, se only obi a date, and I only obi kasa. Na o tram tro wow to say nipe tropa or num tea pa o difufu pa or some num tea. Ojina kantamato. Ana wada woni dem pa osi o mi gina East Legon. Sam no mano ese enye but when continuously nipa no twa tro. Ana say o keep secret. Wa hu se nipa no keep secret is a red light. Mr. Ne yabubo so e kire wo say ade bia onipa woni no date a oyo oguso ya date no mukura obetumi aye no. Se oware wo a obeye no double if I choose ye pa say because dating time bia and as a courtship time no obi are careful say me pese nipa no be free me senti no otumi concealing the normal but say otumi kura ye kire wo kakra mpo a e kire say when marriage actually happens na say veil no unya bie veil no so wedding no mu a ne enti ye bie veil no ne say and yes, sir, unim nipa kro. Maminchi a secret of unveiling your bride. So when you be a veil, both of you know, after the bibia and simu. Now you are going to see the character of the person red and red. Ubehu beman character, veil be ankata nim, obano. Veil nkata wenim to who beman clearly. Sana bema, obana will be in veil, no, after the woman red. It is a one new date, you know, okipu lies ya, or ye or come through a failure or we can't kiss yet. So now okipu secret ya, or be kipu a big secret ya, I bet that will be never surprise you. It is a red light. Don't cross it. Mean kase jai no ko. Me say red light doesn't mean stop and go, but stop there, wait for the green light. Waiting for the green light, then they say, "One then come once." Mani who say what who nentro no. Mani who say what who say okipu secret. Only nka ho asem ubenya ube untumi a munko counseling even before the marriage untumi anase ya ma obi emrem anase woni no nka make sure say what says ade na sesa answer what was very temperamental say woni obi date kakra bi na ne buafu kakra bi na ne buafu obejai me ware na obejai no way obi ani wa owo abufuo sa ware na ebeye mo. I've said it already. It makes sure, say, he has worked or you have worked on that temperament, no, a one paniswono. And some, let the amber light or the green light show. Even the amber light, no crown and more green light. Amber number, wait for the green light and when a person is abusive, they can abuse. Last idea, they can abuse in all aspects, abusive. When no date crown or person or child will say, Unimu a won't say, Bia, minimua, and a normal physical abuse, no tuning sa. Sometimes you said that you send your tuning sano, not watching in sa. You were young moment, unya warrior the bebo. We warrior. All day too, no crampuna or tuning say, oh, warrior the bebo. So be careful when the person is abusive, it's a red light. Alcohol and substance abuse. And if I don't pensa, and also you sue any substance, cocaine. Heroin, then normal who be a well, we knew said, and who Christo some enco. Send me pan, oh, yeah, you worry, we are majai, oh, yai. Work on it to get a green light before you go ahead. I don't know, Onyami is our red lights when you are today and say, Membre Eyamau, it is a woman as a wound to me as a nipan son of Beya. Manenko, it is better to cancel the wedding on the night before your wedding than to regret after your wedding. So we come and some where the number and in was able to me about there, but a better essence of Jawa dear. And so disrespectful to either you or your family. There will be one any deity, and now we need say Omuadie with you Muadio also no one will pay God who you offer. I tell you, so Omu Busia is a red light. Incompatibility, no more be wa, it means say more green copy, more kasa, more green copy. But oh, wait a minute, or best me say our dear is the same. Marriage does not change people. Marriage rather shows the true character of people. And so, and say, a red light. Mum working on the incompatibility. Now, enya what we call compromise be answer. Mwakoso. Afe any form of addiction. So only obi kasa na any form of addiction be say a pornographic, gambling, and now say bibia and sa bibi anything or addicted to nam for some unya worry no or no omu bibia no and nam for even more important than you. Be careful, it's a red light. A chill bibi, stop and work on it to get green lights before you go. Addiction be a red light. A chill bibi, so be careful. Addiction, sexual immoralities. Only obi deity and then or girlfriend who say no baby I have warn you and now we no obi wan ya can tell nyano mano obi create me be na no ka say only obi twempena or say you are cheating. How who cheating? You are cheating and they are cheating. It is a one no na ya obi say who control. So obi on na kasa no one no enya sexual relationship wa obi say one who control over the person. If we say onimu say ohwerewa wahwera de ana wokwa unya nhwere a lot of wetimi akọ. But the moment ya wo beja wo ho ama no ono ye another social immorality amunyina na mo you are both doing the same thing. So don't complain. But obi say obi na some unnecessary text messages sexual also forms of sexual immoralities a red light uhunu wo ne ho a. Don't think say wo be ware no manager because our dear does not stop sexual immoralities. No relationship with God. Partner no awone na kasa no onfa nyame asam nya hwe. Obi kra mo hu se won de mo de masori mu pasori do mo sori nyame de na obeyo. Wetime bie na no aka we akiro na da so di nachi. Be careful. If you say if the person does not have a relationship with God, there is no sitting on the fence or no obonsam relationship. Either God or Satan. It will get in here who pay nyame nchen akono. So who say o partner no on pay nyame asem bia na oni nyame ni relationship bia na nyame honhom no ma hia no a. I'm telling you, it's a red light. Stop and work on it and make sure say who di nyame amano and sa obeto aso a wato aso. And major differences in faith. I feel so every opinion nyame som pa but only no gidie no differences near wide. For instance, you may be a Seventh-day Adventist. Now the other person is a Pentecostal. Or you're good, but there is a red light. Don't Sabbath the way you see a very aggressive on it, Be careful. Because the time is coming. Why you say yeah, we obey you a free baby, we and no one a Dawson, but a mirinti. Yamfa we as red lights. Red lights in the door, so I'm telling you, be mama. Yenina, ya sign, abisa your questions, the contributions in the abba. And you're often what shall we do? So make prayer a habit, not a last resort. Say, oh, Baba warrior, you be kind pan say, Mam Paibo, and yet when he had the Ellen White ekaye, messages to young people, any message, letters to young lovers. As some more kind of say, na o worry no we are single no say na ubo mpaye one time one say we are wadwe say wo be worry a bompaye 7 times, increase it by 7 times. If you say obonsam uti anye ya obonsam be pushi obi a obi twon kwaje afi onsem. Study the Bible diligently and apply the word to your lives. So we are single, make sure say wo me nyame asem atimi wo na wo de watch say edi obonsam so wemra wo hwehwe wo ho kani no be careful one more obonsam amfa wiase philosophy metwe ho mfi nyame ho have much interest in spiritual matters in the home yenyina then you can be active in witnessing always live to be an example to others in the family ti yenhwe noma hodo we nyina na yenye na unyame obehira yense ye singles na yenso ya ware no yemfa pressure bebree ento ye single friends so na unyame behira na ye yesa awia God always loves a happy home afi sidie ebeba wafunu na ube ware wo mra unyame na wahihya ama wo Kristo nhira yen ewo ne awode ama ye awia yi na nadum no mwa yen na yentimi entiase amen
Amen.
Sabri, Ibijayama, questions and answers, questions and contribution. Pacho, me pesenka about for I actually saw 20 to 5. It's a 5 one, me shuffle for us in tea, send a bit I prepare no. From now to ABA. I 5 for her, but Ghana they not just 4 and assembly making. And I feel yetimi upon. Mr. More contributions, questions. I work near your kind na yentimi emwa. That's it.
I told you customer, you won't have an now. It's a what? Now, man, again, not this forward. There was a million.
That's it. So there's also kind no. The who assembly sa ubetimi apagya won sa wo we ni so. Ana wo de wo mute ho a go anu ntimi hu se ne obepagya ne nsa no ti ubetimi wo mute ho na wakasa. Na yakoye anim.
Right, no we stop we can say what has you are talking to all you know and one your now so kind that can be very big when they say it is like so black and I know that yeah
Also for Vacho am say minko ade a say o voice no e chiri kakra mantin ye o kan ye no papa enti say betimi aben afidie no kakra ma ye a
me say
yeah
me say amaya disua pa na wona ehia omo pa no omo platform yi so the singles na ye de be chisi omo na ebi so oso a no kure ni na omo nim sa disua yi a anka bi asabi o ka tibia okọ mu no ko anko sa tibia no mu sanse ye ni go red light bi so ni ade padafu bi say kese aso o kan ne say so for ye ka kire mi o ye kan me say o obesesa me kan so obesesa na ne odi akire ni nyina ya hofe na ndukure ni na ho ofe kokọ ni tian na ho ofe be say ya ho ofe na ho fa nya hwebio nti na because ho ofe ye ni nyina direct indication no nipa ebotugu a ne obekwa akushi accident nti eye pa say adusuan no se ne odi amayi no je beto aso na fe ye de etu mabunu no fo na fe wako saati bi ade ba kwa America na ye nkrofo bi wo ho se minim se ye ma o market yo omoye awade contractors or recommend ama se bia edian obeje ne se me na me ware ma no na se me na me kan no ma no ne ayeyo bia se wo boa ne ayeyi ono won hwe wo side no se bia wo da che no wo boa wo na mu ne wo di animu apekuna ma no eno na eye na ono de wo hwe be ku na okofa de swap obi o ha in fact say software jare na edi ani mu pe ayi na ma menti no yira ma me na kuna ma menti na me de danim fede wa convince me na makene so adi a wukui na utumi say enye wakoma mo mpene so panina wudi ani mu nti wo de ho fere say soft ma me say asori pani na wa je pani hunu say wo kwatena ho no nipa no wo no odi hobi oha na wo kwa akoso ano enye ono na eswade amawo anything we have to be very frank na hu say nie makoma epe na ene mi hu ne ye na enya asemasi say because of her intino and necessary. Let's be careful on that. And no more modesha or more adwin mu say me dear me ware me pisikani na me pe nti sisika ofi hon kwa dia fair enough and ye bibia me gu mani go so fi dia oko ofi ho no a hu say sika nye sika ni bibia and ye ubu ani go red light no so ma afi dia nsam na akoto won ti ni nyina na say mama bunu no ehwesa that's it.
And that's also for Yamisha. Margaret.
Adam, that's it. Yamisha, my question is say, they say the pastor sana na kamebe can say, which me show be and which me introduce be or recommend be Emma ubi wareno. Emma ye. Na saa wade no kobasa se de ne nipa ne sitie pa na wonim se sabi oye angel entino wani je so be recommend na ma obi a wo so nim no na se kobasa sa awade ne ko eduru mfimfini na ekoba sa awade jare ko ebe ba na wadwuma na wo ye no se de so fuka ye na enuhu ba mu am wanu hu se wo de nipa na koma no but ebia na wonim se ne nipa no saa de na ye den e wo no wo de asie but okoye no omumi na omumi no akosi asade no mi papa ne nua baabi ne ya abofra kakra na okoware papa kwa uni bi enti ye wo hwa na mesoa ne ba ye krom tete ofiri okunu no krom no oba back ancha na ni kunu no baaye enti ni kunu no baaye no mi na no mo tana ase a mo ka asam na asam a mesoa ne kan ne se modie morenko se mose menko mensanko keso abepacho mensanko but modie morenko bi na se moko bi a kamba kase menye kro so oni na nyima gya odam na oyeden o pre no nti me question is se ko basa wo yes I introduction no e de bae no o feeling no se ne sitie because na wonnim se de eyeden nipa ne sunie di obo ama wade ne gu a ya na say dear na obeye. That's my question.
Me that's it. I'm say we dem pen for me to ya boy bi.
Mama nka me de bia na yi na sem na no ntina mapeja mensa no.
All right, yo.
Yeah, that's it pa. Yeah, can recommendation. Me say tina paka. Me personally me tina paka. I do recommend the papa. Na wa onga me recommendation me wo de me catch them say me mfa o ma wade my introduce the Panama me can 3 times me mfa o ma wade mo be worry free mo nkomo amodi recommendation mo ye na ye a ye mo asem ani ye mo asem na me de nyame say me first recommendation I was running last year about 32 years.
Wow.
Kosi se be man e free mu eninti no wa wo ye recommendation one say wo hunu wase moka and say wo share wo mo say chin na recommend say wo mo ware ebia na na yire no ebia na ku no but akwa be fa so wo be kasa no na eden akwa be fa so wo be hu wo mo no na eden enti se ni pakro na ka tell me says mama wadi cho ba bi so a ka kire me And I will reach me. People do ask me. Me nyabima wa me catch you say munti me mfa wo bia ma wade munko gina baby nka say me de mama wade ada meti se wo se me de wa ma wade no me from panifo dim na wa chemba bi kura me dia me de ma wade me si di pa no wonder wo ho no me na kasa o so person na kasa na emu no hunu se me se me mfa wo ma wade me ye no point blank ma wo ti ase it is a mo ware ya enhame mo anwade ya enhame me ma wo ti ase se enye minti na wo kwa wade no wo na wo behu ni pa binti na so be ware disaware na anye ya anye masem se eye ya ebi kura wade na kura bi nkobi sawade ne ba so kura ma bi kura wade na so kura bi nkobi me pa me nko because it has nothing to do with me. Sad me ya made. Edinti no se wo ya no wan fa wan ko hyemu bebreba or how ba wade no ho a you don't feel anything. 2 meaning say sister Maggie question no 2 na me am ba na wo ka say obu ha o maria na ya man pressure ni ade one say ye social beings so hu and ni titu ye ya mani mu hu say wodru mfie bia say wade erinti no ya na ya out of love nti no wokra me kan bebre kire o wo me kan bebre kire o tell because me dey talent am obi
yeah
so hu and so ma me hu say there's something in the pipeline. We say be bompaye na e dia ma obi wo hono mu a ohia so obi pushi ne kakra
yeah
obi wa na ohia na bia na ne kwa no ye ka no na bia ye hu no kanti dia
exactly
obi wo hono mu a na ohia se ye nunu no kakra so hu hwe me ka we na mbe chato sa awarefo nipa menu ware ne titu ni yasafu yi mu say ye landing Ghana say ye he na afi mfie mi no mo ya I go to them me call mo home I will stay in my home and pray I will stay in my home and pray for them me call mo home I have interviewed about 5 couples in Yenya sorry I say mo ka say me say ma enye ready obi ka che me say ma I promise myself say me warrior I want to enjoy my marriage for 7 years before I will think of baby. Na it has shown that I never do that. I did the man who said genuinely or I won't have. But you know, me try na more kuni panin. Indeed, there was a time when women music program almost me mom paye specifically mo bomma bi na me no wedding komodi. I declined it. Me say me mom paye no. I declined it. The man so they knew why I declined it. In the idea want to say, oh, bon the idea. You have to know. Say, I do we are me bon pa hansi wo pay and san to be so. Me na din komo. Enti me bon pa yaman. Generally no, me mom pa yama obi a wo pa wo. Because I have learned my lesson. I just say bia ye bompa ni si bompa ye ma obi a unknown obi a yinim wo mu so o mani mini ha wo ho na nipa mani tua no pa say o no say I'm not ready kwabna wan ka bebo it's waste of time for me. Yeah, empire in my mom despite say bi because me of mama because me I have communicated with these people and almost omunya ready. Enti aware na to de bia obi ho no mu a wokọ ne nkyɛn a oso ma me pese me di ma disua bi si ha ba bi si yansa enti na me to me bo no minim obi a me ne kasa for years o se anti pese me sua ma di no ba me ware no wa me hia ha wa me o ware 2 years aware ne guye Despite say after long waiting, what do you or 45 years? After long waiting, our inubwe. Na nipa mika say hands wouldn't back when I mean money. So no ya na ye ben saafo no say ye behwe say ebi o how bi na ebi a ye approach no na ebi say ye ho bibi.
Yeah.
No bo wa no kwasem ni o here help.
Yeah. Me da
So
se.
be worry.
Me da se ma. Answer Auntie Maggie Beba no say me short comment on yeah Abbey already. Near of my America no it supports the America near Odika ye very important yet. Panya ye faso. Say Mokaya America say sometimes nipa ni bi o ho ohun say oda wakoma so a e wo pan obefa so a na kan say ne okay me say no me ka ba I didn't take it as a me hu say you be a me da na koma so and obefro sometimes on the phone sometimes ofro agina chain e bisa wo how no ankasa the reason why then you are able to tell dan say nipa mu ya wo hie nipa no wo nipa mu kra ne namfofo ne abusuan ne ayi e wo de say ya wo nya nware no twam ko it doesn't help in this situation. The American say ye boy ye ho and baby aye way as a people no there is no way we a single person who tie me we can say these things won't be one so say with me a 45 why do you say the metia nya we never be ha me but me so me ye ne asese me and again ye can that relationship say o connect you be an say o pe be am obi no yes it's a good thing. Me obianka say because obia nim unko awu ani enhu ba bia but say wo ye obi a wo bo obi e wo sa kwan so a don't play God in their lives. That is the word. Don't play God. You will nipa ni bi o wa esan say wono na e bia or recommend e nti no officer wade ni nyina revolve around them. Sebi jollof okura obedi ofie wa mo na mane a wo problem because if you say to say no he or she has to know everything of your marriage. No. When Juma wo ya ne say esi nipa so mesi wona woni mo mo enti ebia me de mo aye sei eno kura ne jama o mo no ho ankasa so wo afutuo bi na wutu bia wawie you have to go as of mama kai no don't ever get involved because what happens in say you don't give them the freedom and the liberty to live independent life as a couple and as people who are studying themselves. It's so the fact say what recommend Yama will be no. I mean you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong because there are so many people and there will be recommendations to me but if you do that, make sure say baby I would say we introduce you anyway. Don't play God in the lives of those people. Auntie Maggie.
And on your last one, the bread tea.
Yeah. Eda me da se mama so for me da se. Ni enti a me san ba mu bi mu na ni say. Etomre bi a nipa atwa awarefo na we introduce wo mo ho ahia no. Eye papa dia you don't hear anything. But problem of papa fingers pointing on you because when I the whole cow when I recommend it woman. Hey, Auntie Magini say nye, Auntie Magini say nipa say this one I was would nimo she. Say bia. The Harrison to say and I'm going to introduce you na nipa smesi. Say say no te unim, wo de unim say nipa na ye kama. And as a recommendation wakoye. One more twa ho ahia no am for na asafo no nyina nim say one akoye but a Bible ne de eyes are on you, fingers are on you. Ekobasa e de na wa wo so no wo beye mama ka ho bibi ba kakra de but still na anya convince ko dimboni bi wo ho a nipa agi a wo ye ho hwe wo hu de wonye ba me fi se ni nyina mu no me amesa conclude bi ye je mu manyame a nyame bedi asema ma ye medase.
Amen. I don't know nyame hira mu pi medamose say enyina ka bon say na yesua de mesua bebre afi mu ho na ye kan nyina no one ade a me were fi ye me were mfi but me dey ka ho me were mfi but me dey ka ho ni say Ubetimi esua bibia ba anwode egum no the Holy Spirit. Kronkron na ma ya hoden. Ti moma yenya ni nyina mu ma no. So wo ye ne ubetumi a leave the rest to the Holy Spirit. Leave the rest to God. Na we are single so waware mpo na ne ye ken no bia de ayina ba ubetumi afa saa kwan no aso correct no ti se ne awo date no pepepe ehum se waware awie but ne yesua free sura besi saa bre no so wo tena se dwen ho ehu wo part a se wo player ne wo fa no se eye wo hawo wawade mu no ebeboa ama normal no so bebra asesa. Work on yourself first. Don't try to work on the other person. And there can be a whole and year and and say what in the year can all culture and say what about way. You have to work on yourself. It should come to you. May come home, may come mamma yere. So may yere tea be now so a family on also the part. Oh, play the part, me play the part. It becomes a very good place to live. Yamis trying now on why may yantias. Yes, I will not do munti. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Yo, Eda super papa. Nyame adoma next week for baba.
Next week near Akano a woman say you can't wade ho asem de. But on the series, since I'm here my church in Akano ideal church family, which is also a family. Ti bit me at the account because you know was sometimes
Yes.
Next week you bit me next week may Sabbath school recording. Next week me available. By this time your name was on down. And the following week na may available.
Okay.
Yo, now this not topic every series na we can go back say questions what
Yo. So for me with the vessel should I na yeah.
Yo, Bache Mompaye, or don't for Edawase. We Namia won't for Bibia hinta. This way in the dear children quite defu. Nami, we a dear Cassia wouldn't name more quasso, a dear Maya yesterday. Yesterday pass a Bibia or Bepun to Jenim. So Naman Bibi Mamma, Naman Fancamino. Na baby so be general Casabia, so no mantiasie. In Shra, and no Madian and Namun count. Sarba identity mu yes was a car near Pedras your home and the other. Cause a basin you near the Acedania yen come for mouth. She said me a musing and I said they were doing no homo brought here. We used to Christo Dimunti. Amen.
Amen.
Yo.
Dear so far near Australia be a new dear. Me feel dinner regular members and a bus. Yeah, the was amen.
Yeah, maybe for next 2 weeks,